Hello, I'd like to read you a couple of headlines from a popular daily newspaper in the UK. The first one on the 9th of February 2020. Fun rides or death traps. E-scooters are set to be made legal on Britain's roads, but photos reveal how new law could lead to more tragedies. From the 8th of March 2020, ban silent killer electric bikes, say devastated relatives of first pedestrian to be knocked down and killed. The way people travel around cities is changing. Electric scooters and electric bicycles are becoming more common. People are, on the whole though, fairly resistant to change. And this resistance to change makes people react in different ways. In terms of getting around the city where you live or work, resistance to change often means complaining about people on e-scooters or e-bicycles, to claim that they are dangerous, to suggest that they should not be allowed on the streets, to mock the people who use them as they are children's toys. It's true that a pedestrian was struck by an electric bike and died in August 2020. The pedestrian walked into the road without looking. The e-bike had had its speed restrictor removed and was travelling probably faster than it should have been. But we should also remember that every day, on average, 5 people are killed in road traffic collisions in the UK, many of them pedestrians. Some of them are not even on the road, they're on the pavement, and they're still hit by cars. So the relative risk of e-scooters and e-bikes is low, especially when compared to motor vehicles. Let's consider how reliant people have become on their cars and consider the alternatives. The following figures come from the Statista website and the UK's Department for Transport. Most car journeys in the UK are under 5 miles or 8 kilometres. Think about journeys to and from work, to the supermarket, to the town centre. They tend to be short journeys. The average car journey commute is 7.7 miles or 12 and a bit kilometres. 68% of UK residents commute by car, either as a driver or passenger, and the average car commuting time is 26 minutes. Now, if you do the maths, travelling an average of 7.7 miles in an average of 26 minutes means that the average car commuter manages an average speed of just 17 miles per hour or 27 kilometres per hour. An electric bike or scooter, when limited to 15 miles per hour, would not take much longer than a car commute. And the route would probably be more direct than a car journey, so it might actually be quicker. So it seems to make good sense to promote electric bikes and electric scooters rather than make them a target of media criticism. Electric scooters, although possibly not suitable for long journeys to and from work, are useful for shorter journeys of up to, say, 6 or 8 kilometres. They're also small enough to take on buses and trains for the first and last mile or so of longer journeys. And they're fairly cheap. A reasonable quality scooter with a top speed of 15.5 miles an hour and a range of 18 miles costs around £350, which is less than half the cost of an electric bicycle. Professor Stefan Gosling from Lund University in Sweden suggests quite reasonably that when a scooter journey replaces a car journey, it reduces road congestion, reduces air pollution and reduces noise pollution. All positives. He acknowledges that the main complaint about e-scooters is safety, particularly of those people near the e-scooter rider. Riders may be too fast, too reckless on the road, too reckless on the path, and riding on the road when they should be on the path, or vice versa. Around pedestrians, e-scooters can indeed become dangerous. So he suggests that e-scooters should only be used on bicycle-specific infrastructure, as the speed of a scooter and a bike are fairly similar. Now that might be okay in a city where there is a plentiful dedicated bicycling infrastructure, bike-only lanes and things. But in most UK cities, that infrastructure is a bit haphazard. It doesn't flow very well. It's often shared with pedestrians who may change direction suddenly, stop suddenly, and therefore be involved potentially in an accident. So the long-term solution to mobility within cities is to build more and better infrastructure that takes space away from motor vehicles instead of taking it away from pedestrians, and provides separate infrastructure for bikes and scooters that keeps these modes of transport separate from pedestrians and motor vehicles. Not easy to do, as most people are resistant to change, and this sort of change can lose votes at the time of elections. But with rising urban populations, we need better travel options within cities. So I think that is probably the way forward. Thank you.